Did you know that bleeding is the #1 cause of preventable death after injury? People can die from uncontrolled bleeding within minutes, depending on the severity and the location. But early intervention can save a life. So let's talk about Stop the Bleed. What does that mean? What is it? What is Stop the Bleed? It is a national public awareness campaign that started in 2015 by the White House, the American College of Surgeons, and in collaboration with America's Blood Centers. Their focus is on donation and the importance of donating blood and blood products, and the American College of Surgeons, which was founded many years ago, their campaign is on Stop the Bleed, coming together to teach civilians, military, lay people, teachers, kids, how to recognize when bleeding is bad enough that you need to apply the 3 things, A, B, C, that they teach you in the Stop the Bleed course. I have taken the course a couple times, one many years back, and then recently I got online and took the course. And when you're done with the online course, which is now offered, years ago it was you had to do the educational part, the test, and the hands-on part all together. But now you can do some of it online. But the important thing is that when you're done with the online didactic part of it and you take the test or the quiz, it's only 7 questions and it's very easy. Don't let that scare you. But when you're done with that, you do have to come and do the second part wherever it might be offered in your area, at a hospital, at a community college, at a fire station. It can be offered in various places. And I'll put some links below on how you can do both things. Take the course online and find where you can do the hands-on part. And I want to reiterate, I'm not an instructor. I'm not a Stop the Bleed expert. I have just taken the course. I know what to do. And I want to say again, don't let the didactic part of it, the learning part, kind of scare you off. I think that Stop the Bleed, this campaign is just as important as when we all learned, I was just making sure my mic was on, as when we all learned what to do if somebody's choking, like the Heimlich maneuver. We all have learned CPR. We have learned what to do if what might look like drowning. We've just learned over the years these things, and it's been taught in school, in colleges, at our workplace, and so forth. But I think that Stop the Bleed, that campaign is a bit behind. It's equally as important. There are a few steps to learn about it, just like there's a few steps to learn about CPR. And then once you know it, you know it. Okay, so Stop the Bleed is, in a nutshell, is what is offered to people to help them understand the ABCs. So in Stop the Bleed, the A is for alert, the B is for bleeding, and the C is for compression. A, alert. So remember, you don't want, whether it's CPR or saving somebody who's drowning or any other type of thing or bleeding, you don't want to endanger yourself. Be alert to your safety and the surroundings before you jump in to save or help that person. The B stands for bleeding, finding the source of the bleeding. Is the bleeding something that is gushing and spurting and pooling underneath the individual? And remember, there are hidden areas like here or here or here that somebody could be bleeding from, or the groin that you don't see. So identifying the bleeding source, identifying this is something I need to do, take action on, and the next thing is compress. So you're going to put pressure on that bleeding source. So we've all learned that too. Just put pressure on it, hold the pressure. In somebody who's got a big bleeding situation going on, same thing applies. But this time you are going to put all of your body weight on that bleeding source, pushing hard to put some pressure on there. If you find that the person is still bleeding and the pressure on this wound is not helping, the next thing you're going to do is apply a tourniquet. You don't have a tourniquet, the next thing you're going to do is try and pack it and then again put pressure on here. This is just in the meantime while you're waiting for emergency services to arrive. What can you use to pack it? Well, not everybody runs around with gauze. Not everybody does. So what else might there be? There's a t-shirt. Pack it in. I'll try to insert some pictures. You're going to push this in, continue to apply forceful pressure. Now, Here's an important thing. Don't let up. Don't let up. Don't take a tourniquet off. Don't check the rice. Don't open the oven. Don't let up. That wound is trying to clot. If you pull it off or pull out the gauze or let up on the compression, then it's going to bleed again. Just leave it alone and wait until emergency services arrive. Okay, what happens if there's an impalement? What happens if you come across somebody who ran with scissors? Remember, don't run with scissors. Try not to run with scissors. Hand scissors off to people this way. I sound like a mother. That's what we've heard from our mother all our lives, right? Or our grandmother or father. Don't run with scissors. Don't run with the toothbrush. Don't do these things. But if, by chance, somebody has impaled themselves with scissors, don't pull the scissors out. I know you want to. You think that's the best thing to do, is to take that stick or to take that wrench or to take the scissors out. Don't do that. Okay, what you want to do is leave it in. And they're bleeding around it, so you're just going to put pressure around this and do the best that you can without removing it. Because it is trying to clot around that impalement, and the person needs to go to the emergency room and have it done the right way. Of course, you can't put a tourniquet on somebody's, in this area. You don't want to put it on the joints. If somebody's bleeding in their abdomen real bad, you're not going to put a tourniquet around that. That's where just compress, pack, and hold with all your weight is what you're going to do until emergency services have arrived to take over. It's really amazing, isn't it, though, that when you do the hands-on part, I found how much pressure you really need to put. It measured at that time like you're putting pressure on here, but you need to put more pressure. And if you've been taught how to use a tourniquet, you practice, you know what to do with the tourniquet, it hurts. You want that thing to be really tight. It's going to be a few inches, 2 to 3 inches away from above the wound or the area that's bleeding. But you're going to learn all this in the course. I'm just kind of throwing it out there mainly to say this is just as important as learning CPR. It's just as important to identify drowning. And in my opinion, it's just as important as what to do when somebody is choking. Stop the Bleed is an amazing campaign, and the course is quick, and it's only 7 questions. Again, I'll link it below if you want to take it online. Otherwise, I'll also put a link where you put in your city or zip code. Then it will pop up the areas of where you can do the hands-on part. I hope this was helpful. Talk to you at the next video.